Hey TCS TV viewers, it's Dave and Evelyn coming to you from the beautiful city of Barcelona, Spain.
Yeah, we are here because Panasonic just unveiled their new full-frame mirrorless system with the S1 and S1R along with 3 brand new lenses. Now we want to give you our first impressions from around here.
So let's go check it out.
Alright guys, Dave and I have been given the S1R cameras, which is the higher resolution camera of the pair. Our videographer Brendan is shooting on the lower res model, which is the S1, and it's set up to be more of a video-centric camera.
Yeah, now the S1R is a 47.3 megapixel sensor, which is currently the highest resolution full-frame sensor on the market. It also has built-in image stabilization. This is impressive. Team it up with one of their 2 zooms, which are stabilized, and Panasonic claims 6 stops of stabilization.
Yeah, now they've added some other really cool features, including some focusing assist tools. One of them is really interesting. They've actually been able to add animal detection. So they have it set up to shoot either cats, dogs, or birds. And we're really excited to test this with birds in flight. So far we've been able to see some birds kind of, strolling around a pond. But it seemed to track them pretty well. And this is a great move for Panasonic, especially because everyone is coming out with their new deep learning AI modes.
Yes, this is the first camera we've seen that actually does birds, animals, dogs, cats. So we're interested to really put this through its paces and try it out.
Now, one thing that we have to mention to you is that we are shooting with pre-production firmware, so we can't really make any final conclusions with the autofocusing system or image quality yet.
Yeah, no, this is the biggest camera I think Panasonic has ever made. Now, we had a chance to get our hands on an early pre-production model back in Photokina, so we're a little familiar with the ergonomics, but it is a big camera. It
is a big camera, and it's a lot different than what you'd see in the GH5 or GH5S. They've redesigned everything, and the only thing that's quite familiar is some of the button placement. Otherwise, you'll see a brand new grip, a new texture and construction to this camera, and it's really made to be a rugged, no compromises camera.
Yeah, no, I'm going with the battery grip on mine to make it even bigger.
Yeah, yeah, you're just showing off.
No, it's quite comfortable actually. I find I'm doing a lot of portrait work with this and it's quite nice. I do like it. The little shelf here underneath your finger is probably one of the largest ones I've seen on a lot of cameras. I don't mind it. It's quite confident when I'm hanging on to it.
Yeah, I'm starting to get like a photographer callus on my middle finger.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. The showstopper on this camera is the electronic viewfinder.
Now, running around Barcelona has been amazing, all these old streets and stuff, right? The viewfinder is unbelievably good. It's 5.7 million dots, which is the highest of any camera on the market right now, and it's gorgeous.
Yes, it also has a 120 frame per second refresh rate, and so it will keep up with that fast moving subject matter. It does chew up your battery a little bit faster, but you can also reduce it down to 60 frames per second if you're not shooting high action. Now that we've lost all of our sunlight, we're checking out some of the architecture around here, and I have to say, after a full day of shooting with this, I really didn't mind the size. I was really dreading looking around such a big camera, but I'm really impressed with how this camera feels in my hand.
Yeah, the more you spend time with it, the more it just becomes sort of one with you, which is what a camera should be like, and I quite like that.
The S1R is packed with a lot of other pro features, including 2 card slots, and one of them is XQD, and the other one is an SD. It's a UHS 2 card slot.
You know, something we appreciated today was a huge battery on this. The battery on here is 3050 milliamps, which is pretty huge for a single battery.
Yes, they made this camera super rugged, and so it can go in pretty much any scenario. It can go to -10 degrees Celsius, and it can get wet. The lenses are splash proof as well. They're also freeze proof. And they made this super, super rugged. Even the screen itself is a nice, rugged, tiltable LCD screen that goes like this. And I had the lady, she was holding the camera like this.
So something really amazing about this camera is a high-res mode they built in. It's already got 47.3 megapixels, but they have a high-res mode, and what this does is there's a pixel shift and gives you, get this, 187 megapixel file.
Yeah, that's going to compete with those really high resolution sensors that we're going to see in the future. We're not going to get too much into video on this camera because it is more optimized for photography, but the S1, the lower resolution unit, is set up more for a videographer's camera, and we'll talk about that in a future review. But what you can know is that this shoots 4K video. It's compatible with our little audio XLR cable thing that Panasonic has before. We actually shoot with it on the GH5 all the time. It's awesome. But you can shoot video ISO, it works great, and it's Lumix quality, which is always excellent.
Yeah, now we didn't talk much about the lenses, but there are 3 lenses available for it. There's a 24-105 f4, there is the 70-200 f4, and your favorite lens,
the 50mm, it's f1.4. And one thing that's really cool for Panasonic that's brand new in the S mount is this focus clutch. So you can pull that down. It's nice. It's actually, I find it a little bit firmer than the Olympus clutch.
So I have very high expectations for this camera since we had a chance to play with an early pre-production last year at Photokina.
Yeah, it's really great to be shooting with this with the firmware that it has in it. Now it's not final production, so we still want to see once it gets that final production firmware, how the autofocus performs, how the AI stacks up against some of the other competitors that are releasing their profiles, and we want to see how that image quality is. I can't wait to see the raw files, get it in some software to see if this camera truly is going to be one of the best cameras that we've seen on the market for 2019.